Hello and welcome back. I'm still alive for probably last entry before I go back to Mexico. It's coming to an end. It's been quite some weeks. I don't remember precisely where I left, but I did go to a few museums. The natural history one, 8 out of 10. Actually, it wasn't that great, but it was really fun nonetheless. Um, But the start of this time is I went to Lapland, to the North Pole. Yay! It was a 5 day trip, six if you consider like commute times, and it was amazing. It was seriously one of the best weeks of my life. It was mind blowingly good. First, we arrived at the city center here in Helsinki at like 5 or 9 p.m. I don't remember. I think 5. Yeah, I think 5 or 3. 5. And we took a bus to Rovaniemi. That was really tiresome. It was like 13 hours in a bus. We were stopping like every 4 hours to a gas station, which, by the way, what the hell, gas stations in Europe or at least in Finland are super high quality. It's super clean, and that's crazy. So there was an overnight bus drive. I didn't sleep at all because I was freezing to fucking death. My feet were really cold. The heating was on, but for some reason there was like an air current or something. So I was really cold in my feet and I couldn't sleep. I always have trouble sleeping in buses or trains or planes or whatever, so that didn't help. So I didn't sleep at all, like maybe 1 hour. Then we arrived at Rovaniemi. We first stopped at a supermarket because we were gonna get some groceries for the cabin we were staying. More on that later. And then I stepped out of the bus, and for the first time in my life, I saw actual good amounts of snow. And it was cold. It was like minus 19. So cold that if you wanted to breathe like through your mouth, like you would start coughing from how cold and dry the air was. But it was beautiful. Stepping into like, I don't know, 45 centimeters of snow was incredible. So there I met my cabin mates. There were cabins for 10 people. I knew two Spanish guys, so we were three in our cabin, plus seven other random guys, which were two Japanese girls, four German people, and a guy from the Czech Republic. Um, so yeah, we met, we organized ourselves, and we would like cook something this day, something the next day, blah blah blah, and thus we would like split the cost to make it cheaper for all of us. We did that, got a can on the bus, drove for a bit more, and arrived at Santa Claus Village in Rovaniemi. I went to Santa Claus Village. My opinions. It was underwhelming. Really, 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 really underwhelming. I gotta say, I didn't actually meet Santa. The queue was too long and we didn't have enough time. So I skipped the part, but I don't think it would have been that amazing. Uh, there were a lot of gift shops, which all of them sold the same thing. So there was a moneymaker store, that was fun. There were some overpriced cafes and activities like you could feed reindeers or snow sledge or like cook marshmallows at a campfire for like 15 euros. Yeah, it was really overpriced. There was also some photo shoots with Santa and Mrs. Claus and the postal office and a restaurant. And that's it. I mean, it was nice, it was pretty, but I wouldn't go again. Like, no, not at all. There was this really cool thing because you're really up north. There's this row of pillars that say Arctic Circle. So taking a photo there and crossing the Arctic Circle was really fun. But that was that. I just walked with my Spanish friends. We walked around a bit and then got on the bus again and went to the Arctic Museum. It was kind of a fun museum for like a quarter of the way, but the other 3 quarters was kind of boring for a museum, if I'm being honest. It was free, so no complaints there. There was also a really beautiful frozen lake right next to it, so that was nice. Afterwards, we got on the bus again for like 2 more hours, and then we actually arrived where we were staying at Levy, the Levy ski resort, a beautiful little ski resort village town thingy. Pretty capitalist. There was a freaking subway, and a Burger King. We got to our cabins. It was dark, and we saw the Northern Lights. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but Northern Lights were really underwhelming too. I saw them twice. First, which was the strongest one, was a day in the night. I did take some photos, and like just looking at the photo I had just taken, it was like, oh, this looks amazing. It doesn't look like that in real life. What the hell? It looks like kind of just a blurry, faint, glowing, greenish tinted thing in the sky. It's not that defined as in the photos, at least not the ones I saw. Um, but yeah, I took some photos with that. That was nice. Played in the snow. We were at minus 24 degrees. And after doing that, in the cabin we had a sauna. So we went into the sauna with my cabin mates. I, I made friends with them. It was super cool. And like we did this thing where we would be like in the sauna and just open the door, run to the street, and throw ourselves in the snow, like just with our swimsuits, and run back to the sauna again. It was really fun and not as crazy as it sounds. Well, I suppose jumping in the snow at minus 24 degrees sounds pretty crazy, and it was, but it was fun, especially with friends. So that was the first day. On the second day, I went snowboarding. I didn't know how to snowboard, and I know skiing is easier, but one of the Japanese girls knew how to snowboard, and the other one didn't, so she was gonna teach us both. So I chose snowboarding. It's way more difficult than I thought, and super tiresome, but it was a lot of fun. Um, I just grabbed the snowboard and we went up the hill, and I didn't buy goggles because they don't fit above my glasses, and I cannot go without my glasses because I don't see pretty much anything, and it would be a safety hazard. So I went with just this, and guess what? They froze. I mean, literally froze, like from the outside and from the inside. They were frozen, so I couldn't see anything. So alas, I said like, okay, no issue. I'm gonna go down, and I can snowboard in the like smaller parts for kids and stuff. So I was gonna take the lift down, but you cannot take it down. Once you're up there, the only way to go down is to go down. And I couldn't snowboard, so I had to walk a whole mountain down at minus 19 degrees, dragging a snowboard, and those are not lightweight. I was really disappointed and felt really dumb. And I had paid like 100 euros for that, so it was not great. But after walking for like 15 minutes, it was like, I'm gonna be here a while and might as well enjoy it. And I did. It was a nice walk. Took me like 40 minutes, 45 minutes of walking downhill, but I made it back. I then told my Japanese friends like, hey, this happened. I'm tired mentally. I'm gonna go eat something. I went to eat something, met with my Spanish friends, then went back to snowboarding, and I did practice in the small kid area, and I had a lot of fun. It was really, really, really fun. I didn't go up the slope, the big one again, but I did have a lot of fun, and I'm happy I went to do that. And the biggest northern lights happened on that day, but given that I was on the slope with the whole reflectors in the mountain, I couldn't see them. But they say they were beautiful. But it is what it is. So that was that day. Also, all days we made like sausages and stuff at the fireplace in the cabin. I don't know how to turn on I create fire at a fireplace. It's really simple, actually. On the next day, I only bought the activity of snow trekking and walking in the snow with these special shoes that are like super wide and long, so you can like walk easier, not easily. You still kind of go down a bit in the snow, and it's tiresome, but it's manageable. um, so I went with one of my Spanish friends. We were walking there for I don't know an hour and a half. Went back, I took some cool photos, and went back to the cabin to just relax. The day after that, I didn't do anything. No, no, actually, not the day after that one was the best day. We were going to a Norwegian village, a fishing village with 253 uh, inhabitants, so a really small one. It was like 9 hours by bus, so that was really not fun. But once we were there, Jesus, it was amazing. Let me see if I can get a photo. It was right in the Arctic Ocean, and wow, just thinking about it, it was beautiful, 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 beautiful. Mm. Are you gonna be able to see this? I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see that. It was kind of perfect and heavenly. Why am I yellow now? Hi. Okay. Um, we had some traditional soup at a restaurant there. Took some pictures. Walked around town. It was breathtaking, really. And then we had a sauna reservation for the group. We were like 60 people. And the thing is, it was right next to the ocean. So you would be at the sauna, go out, walk and get into the ocean at minus 10 degrees, swim, come back without running outside with the wind blowing on you back to the sauna. I did it 4 times. It was life changing, you know? I don't even know how to describe it, and I'm gonna make a proper video on some things I want, like this, and talking about how off the nature and forest feel at night. But it was amazing. I think I emerged out of that activity a changed person, wiser and less concerned with stuff that shouldn't distract me or anyone else for that matter, because it doesn't matter. It was fun and cold, but fun. When I was heading there and heading back, I also couldn't sleep, so I was watching the forest. And when you're in the middle of nowhere at night with pretty much pitch black forest only being illuminated by the lights of the bus, you feel something. I don't know how to call it. Maybe it's a primal feeling just crawling from the back of your head. Or maybe it's something else. But there's this feeling that there's something in the forest. Maybe just animals. I mean, obviously just animals. But you feel in tune with what people thought in the past. There must have been something there. You understand why ancient cultures said, like, hey, the forest has a spirit and it's alive. Yeah, you walk right past and you say, of course it does. Why wouldn't it? It has to. It's a really weird experience. I recommend it. It's also kind of creepy. I don't know why someone would go to the forest alone at night. But it does something to your brain. You have to be there to experience what it does to your brain. Well, anyway, that was a day. And in the last day, I didn't get any of the activities. There was a husky snow ride, but it got cancelled because there wasn't enough snow for the huskies to actually run. And there was also a snowmobile driving thing, but I didn't have my driver's license. So I just spent the day with some friends at Burger King, at a cafe. I had group lunch. It was a buffet with meatballs. It was nice. Then we took the bus back to Helsinki, and I also couldn't sleep. Yay! I know I'm just going super fast around it, but it really was the best thing that has ever happened to my in my life. Like the best week, no questions asked. Um, I said goodbye to one of the Spanish friends. They were heading back to Spain the next day, so I said goodbye. It was sad, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it was sad. Afterwards, I just went to sleep. The next week was really uneventful. I did homework because I had to finish all my homework and courses a week before they actually finish because my sister is coming. Yay! So that happened, and now we're here now. It's November, no, it's December 9th, and my sister is coming tomorrow. We're gonna be traveling to the UK, Italy, Czech Republic, Germany. I'm not gonna tell you which places until I come back. And then we come back on the 30th of December. And that day I take the flight back home. And just like that, it will be over. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Like, you cannot even imagine the feeling in my tummy that I have. I'm really excited to see my sister. I haven't seen her in um, 5 months? Uh, 4 months. 4 months. And I miss her. But I'm also really excited about the trip. I always wanted to visit those places. Again, because I visited them when I was 2 years old, but of course I don't remember. And yeah, yeah. There's also been more stuff happening. I take another session with my therapist. It was really great, and I'm gonna have more in January. So that's great. I learned how to code. I finished my programming course and I made a little game. I'm thinking about doing a video explaining like the code and uploading it to GitHub. It's a really simple game. Don't expect anything, but yeah, I'm proud of it. I don't get along with my flatmates anymore. They suck so much. Well, I mean they don't, but they are kind of mean or inconsiderate, if you will. I mean, it's being their friend in a way, but it is what it is, I suppose. I've also had some trouble with my girlfriend, and I'm kind of getting tired of it, if I'm being honest. Mm. These few months we've been having lots of trouble. Maybe it's just the distance, I don't know. But I'm tired of it right now. I'm really tired. And, well, what else can I do? I feel like most of our problems come from her insecurities. And I've talked to some people, like friends back home and people here, and they have told me, like, hey, you shouldn't be accepting that treatment. You shouldn't be putting up with that. And I know. But I really want her to change. If she were to actually go to a therapist, and oh God, the water will fall. If she were to go to a therapist, I'm sure things would be better. But she doesn't want to. I told her about it, and she says she won't. There's nothing I can do there. Mm. So I don't know what's gonna happen. She's probably gonna break up with me soon. And honestly, if she doesn't put more effort into making things better, I don't know how much longer I can take it either. So yeah. Anyway, I bought some rugs and shells from Lapland, from the Arctic Ocean. I mean, oh yeah, the thing about the Arctic Ocean, the sand was frozen, like it was water, sand, frozen sand, snow. You don't expect that, but that's a thing there. So yeah, as my sister's coming tomorrow, I won't be able to record much. Maybe I'll record some footage and upload it. I don't know for the last back in Mexico thing, but I don't know. Whatever. It'll be in January. So to the two people that watch this, thank you. I know I haven't been the most consistent with this, but I'm happy. I've done it. I hope I hope you guys are doing great and do whatever scares you the most. Go someplace new without your without a net to hold you, without breaks, without a backup plan. Just go do something. Go somewhere that you have no idea, and you'll see how you change. You'll see that you'll get to know the worst things about you, but that qualities that you didn't know you had will also come forth and shine. Challenge yourselves and always, always, always do whatever you think you cannot do. Don't settle for anything else than what you know you want, even if it's a gamble, even if it's sailing into the sea and having no idea if you're gonna arrive on another shore. If you know that the place you're in isn't what you want or doesn't fulfill you, embark, chase the horizon, and never set for anything else. I saw pretty much my only real friend here on Saturday. We said goodbye, but fortunately, we are gonna see each other tomorrow to for last meeting. I bought her some gifts, a manga drawing kit she wanted, and kind of like a Santa clock, and I'm gonna miss her. I also made a friend on the trip to Lapland, Mate. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a Czech name. I could feel that he was broken in the same way I was. I could see his eyes, and the eyes, guys, they never lie. We talked for hours on the way back. She understood me. He understood me, sorry. He understood me. And it's a shame that I met him this far into the exchange. We weren't able to schedule a get together before me leaving, which is sad. But I hope I can see him again. It's not usual for me to find friends, people, whatever, that fit into your life that easily. I'm gonna miss here. I'm gonna miss my friends, the three that I have, the three that I have. Sorry, I'm gonna miss everything working as expected. I'm gonna miss so much. But I'm so grateful I got to experience this. I don't know who I'm gonna be tomorrow, but I know that I'm not gonna be the same person when I come back. And I know that these few months will shape my life forever. I don't know what I'm getting so sentimental about something like this, but thank you very much. And one last time, see you until the next one. I love you guys.